But I know we last session we left off at good morning to you, Eric. We left off at with the shampoos. So we're gonna go over the maintenance today. I did I think I went over maybe one. Someone had a question about something. I think it was the Shine Serum. And so I did go over that, but so we're going to start off with, well, before we even start off with that, I just want to know, recapping on the shampoos and conditioners, do any of you have any questions on that? Okay, see, that's pretty easy. So we're going to start off with the peppermint regrowth oil, which is our number one seller. So those of you that are in Build a Brand can testify to that. If you are not in Build a brand, this will be a great tool to start with, that and the HydroStem moisture stem system. By far the number one tool to start with, that's going to really get your feet wet, get you in the door, and you are going to be amazed at how quickly you sell out. So we get a lot of testimonies regarding the HydroStem moisture stem and the peppermint oil, the regrowth peppermint oil. The regrowth peppermint oil, it is a spot oil. So if you have a client that likes to wear her hair silked out, a nice body set, this oil is a spot oil. So taking it all through the hair, you don't want to weigh the hair down. It is a lightweight now. It's a lightweight oil, but oil still will weigh the hair down. So you don't want to lose the body in the hair if your client is wearing soft sets or silked out. But definitely is going to do the job as far as the scalp. And it will make that hair smooth. So just make sure you, again, everything is in the stylist's hand. You have the control as to how much oil you're going to put through your client's hair. And another thing that I will say, with clients, you want to make sure that you're advising them to use a little oil in those certain areas on their scalp. So, especially if the scalp is dry, psoriasis, this is going to help them because it does have healing properties in it. So you have, again, glycerin, which is a natural humectant, castor oil, hemp seed oil, olive oil, rosemary oil, vitamin E. This means, this right here means that anti-inflammatory properties in there. You have, it's going to seal the cuticles. It's going to aid in moisture in the hair, in conditioning the scalp and the hair. It's going to strengthen the follicles up. When that follicle is strengthened, you know, that hair is going to hold on. So you want to make sure that you are telling them, even if their hair is, they have a healthy, normal scalp, you still want to make sure you let them know to every now and then just take a little bit, a small amount, and just kind of, you know, just go through. We're not talking about all over the scalp because, again, you don't want to weigh the hair down. But we talked about when the hair has, when the scalp has everything it needs, the nutrients and all of these things, when you're giving back, because this is what the Monster brand line does. It adds value to the hair. It doesn't take away. It adds value to the hair. So when the hair has everything it needs, then it's going to thrive. So you want to make sure that you are. Am I looking straight, you guys? I'm thinking I'm on my laptop, but it's my tablet and my camera is here. I want to make sure I'm not looking crazy. But once the hair has everything it needs, the hair is going to thrive. So remember, we talked about how products do not make the hair grow. Great products allow you to see just how much the hair does grow, because it's giving back in order for that hair to be able to retain. You guys understand that? Okay, so any questions on the peppermint oil? Okay. And this is just language for my builder brands, and also for you as stylists to be able to talk with your clients, because educating your clients, education sells. So we're not, I want to say we're in a service, and a service that does sell, but we're not that, girl, you need to get this, you need to get, we're not trying to hammer it over your head. Once you give the education, you inform them, that's what's going to sell. They want to know why. And this is why. Mm-hmm. Okay, luminous foam. Our luminous foam is amazing. It's dynamic. And the reason being is because, again, as a stylist, you have the control. This particular foam, it is heavily concentrated, but it allows you to go in and create. If you want that light soft hold foam, you can create that light soft hold foam. If you want a medium hold, you can create a medium hold. If you want that firm hold, then right out of the bottle. So it just really depends on what style you are doing. And when we actually named it Luminous Shine, because it gives an amazing shine on the hair without leaving a film or heavy buildup. So when we would go to the trade shows where I'm doing a class, you guys, those of you that have been in the class, one of my favorite parts about the class when we get to the foam is to just really put the foam on the back of your hand and tell you not to wipe it away immediately. Just wait on me so we can just hang out and chat some more. Because after time goes by and you turn your hand over, it's still there. It has staying power. And then once you rub it in, we always get the same results. Everyone's saying that we're the same response and the same results. But everyone is saying that it feels like a lotion, because it is. It's exactly that for the hair. But the difference is it penetrates. All of the ingredients are going to penetrate in that hair, adding value to the hair, but also performing the way you want that hair to perform. So when you have, when you're doing like texture styles, then it's going to be straight out of the bottle, finger wave. What else do we have? Twist outs, finger wave, twist outs. rod sets, flexi rods, you're going to use those straight out of the bottle. It's going to give a really nice hold, firm hold. It's not going to be crispy or crunchy, but it's going to be firm, and it's going to have an amazing shine. You're going to see hydration in that hair, because remember, we're about hydration and we're about moisture. So you're going to see it in the hair. One thing that you're going to know and make sure that you let your clients know that it is a coconut base. So it's coconut oil, glycerin, which is a natural humectant again. So it's loaded silk protein. It's loaded. So the silk protein is giving it that slip. So it's loaded. It's very movable. The hair is it when you apply it, you can see how well that hair is going to perform. The other thing that's dynamic about our foam is once you when it starts to really get into that hair and you don't see it foaming up anymore, you can actually just mist it with your spray bottle and it reactivates itself. So it doesn't take a whole lot, with our foam. And the number one, guess what? It's not running everywhere. So that's the number one. It's not running everywhere. Okay, any questions on the foam and how to use the foam? Okay.
So you mentioned, and I might have missed it, but you mentioned that you can do the different levels of hold. How do you adjust the level of hold?
Okay, great question, because I did say that, Elaine, but I did not elaborate. So you can take two other bottles. You can take two other bottles, and then you can add, depending on the hold that you want. So if it's a soft hold, then you can add a small amount in the bottle and then fill the rest with water. If it's a little medium hold, then you're going to add a little bit more of the foam and then fill the rest with water. And then, of course, you want your firmer hold, then it's straight out of the bottle. So just depending on what you want, and you testing it, that's what you do. So you're able to create from the actual bottle that you have from your foam, you're able to create the different holds that you want.
Can you order a foam bottle from you guys? Like an empty one?
Just an empty foam bottle? No. Okay. A lot of us, what they do is, just over time they've had the bottles, because I'm always telling them, make sure you hold on to your bottles, because when you order for your back bar, you're ordering your Monster brand 32 ounces, and then you have your brand in your retail, or even just the Monster brand, those of you that are not with Build a Brand, but you accumulate your bottles because you're going to order a refill. Okay. So when you have your refill bottle, you still have your retail bottle.
I can pour that out into a different container if I wanted to, and then add water. Exactly. Like if I want to pour, because someone said they do half and half, I could pour half into some other type of container and then add the water. Okay.
So now we're going to move on to our Luminous Shine. So with our Luminous Shine is loaded with aloe vera. Wait a minute, this is not. Our Luminous Shine is the methicone. It's the methicone, just like, I'm gonna do these both together. The Shine Serum, we kind of lightly went over that. So with the Shine Serum, that's the one that's loaded with the macadamia seed oil, argan oil, shea shea oil, omega-6, and dimethicone. And then you have your Shine spray. It's literally just the dimethicone. So we talked about last session that dimethicone is a grade A silicone, where most silicones are topical. They're not going to penetrate or anything. But with the dimethicone being a grade A, there is some level of penetration. So maybe like 1 to 2 levels in the cuticle to help with illuminating the shine. Now, the difference in the two, one is just a finishing spray. That's the Shine spray. Some people love to use a Shine spray because just out of habit. I would use it not often, but when I use it, it's really laying down those flyaways. Just some flyaways that you may see. You can lay those down, a light spray. It is not going to weigh the hair down, but again, you only need to mist the hair. So when I use it on my clients, I just hold it up over their head and just spray. If I'm gonna come down towards the middle or the bottom, the ends of the hair, hold it back and spray. I'm not right up on it. So it's just a light mist, and that's all you need. With this right here, our Shine Serum, best performance, yes, you can use a topical. Free fall. Yes, you can use a topical. Use this as a topical. But the best performance is when the hair is wet. So right out of the shampoo bowl, once you towel dry the hair, then take some pea sides and just go through the hair while it's wet. It's going to aid in your blow drying. So you'll be able, the hair is going to dry faster, but also it's going to help with blow drying the hair. So this right here is great. And then you're going to see everything just works together. Coming from, remember, everything starts at the shampoo bowl. So coming from the shampoo bowl and then applying just a small amount of this Shine Serum, starting from the ends of the hair, just working it up, it is going to help with the performance of the hair. Monica, what was your question? Monica had a question. It was Elaine.
I had a question for Monica. I was asking if she used the spray, the serum, or the spray on locks. You just muted yourself again. You unmuted, then you muted.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. I actually don't do locks, but I have 5 stylists in here that do. And they, as of right now, they haven't been purchasing it because I don't think they knew. And I definitely didn't know if they could use it or not.
Okay.
On locks?
On locks.
Definitely.
Yeah, I was a little hesitant too. So that's why I was asking, because I remembered you had stylists that did locks. Okay.
Definitely. You can use this on hair. Locks is hair. It's going to also get in just to shine. So you can take, whether you put some in your hand and then just take each lock and just kind of finish it up with that. Yes, you can use this on locks.
Would you use it while it's wet still?
While it's wet, yes. If you're not
or after.
Well, because while your hair is still damp, with the locks, this would be more of the topical. This will be more of the topical because with your locks, you're using other things. So then you're going to finish up with this. With it helps with your hair if it's not locked, because it helps with the blow drying. It aids in helping with assisting with the blow drying, also as a heat protector. But with the locks, you can use it as a finisher. And then, you know what? You, the stylist, if a loctician tell me they use this, you know what? I tried this on the hair while it was wet before adding my other product, and then I found that it did something different. We look for that. We look for it, because the more you're able to tell us how you used it and the success that you got, it helps us. Because then I'm going to go out and I'm going to talk about, well, I had this stylist, Monica, and one of our stylists, she did this. People love your stories, because your stories sell. I'm just gonna reiterate your story. So if you have a lock expert and you know, they want to try it that way, then I welcome it and welcome the feedback. But theoretically, what I see is using it as with locks as a finisher. Theoretically, but you know, that could all change, because we go out and we experiment, we explore, you know, we do a lot of things as stylists with the products. So the one thing that we do love about our shine sprays and our serum is that it is rich in antioxidants. It's going to strengthen the hair follicles, and it will seal the cuticles. Why? Because you have the shea oil, omega-6, and the argan oil. Those are all antioxidants. They do help with inflammation, and also, of course, they're going to seal the cuticles. Once the cuticles are sealed, then it's going to illuminate the shine. So we went over our shine spray. Now our Jamaican castor oil. It's loaded with the Jamaican castor oil, olive oil, avocado oil, coconut oil, carrot oil, soybean oil, grapeseed oil, rosemary oil, wheat germ oil, peppermint oil, silk amino acid, cocoa butter, shea butter, and vitamin E and zinc. So, anti-inflammatory, antibacteria. It is gonna lock in. It's gonna lock in the moisture. It's going to seal the cuticles. It's going to strengthen the follicles. It's going to aid in stimulation. Stimulating the scalp means what? Hair growth. Once the scalp is stimulated, that it represents hair growth. Strengthening the follicle, and on and on. So we have had a lot of, we've gotten a lot of feedback from the Jamaican Black Seed Castor Oil Cream. You know, it with locking the hair. So this is our BLT. I mean, no, not the gel. I'm sorry. With the cream is good for, I'm thinking cream and BLT. So now, again, when the hair is damp, especially that coarse hair, you could take a small amount, and also you can cocktail it. Put a small amount of the serum in there and just kind of pull it through the hair and then blow dry the hair. Also, that client that's wearing their hair short, textured, you could put this on the scalp and hair. It's not a buildup at all. It leaves the hair very conditioned, very soft, very moisturized, very hydrated. This cream. So like we've had the clients talk about, I even in testing the products on coarse hair, that hair that's just unruly, put this on the hair and blow dry. Or you can get it maybe 50 to 60% blow dry. And then you can take a small amount and just kind of put it in the hair, especially in those unruly areas, because we have different textures in our hair. So you can use it that way. So when I was testing the product, I tested it that way. I've tested it on damp hair. I've tested it on dry hair. I've tested it on just using it every day on my hair, just to see if it was going to be some type of buildup. No buildup. So that person that wears their hair short, they can just take a small amount and just go through their hair with it. They want to do it every day. Yes, you can do it every day. A good amount. So if the hair is, let's say, shoulder length, and it is, let's say, normal to coarse, then you could take a dime or a nickel size. Rub it through the hair, rub it on your hands, and just start working it from the ends throughout the hair. And then blow dry and watch the performance. Especially that client, if you have a client, they come in and their hair, it just drinks. It drinks the product. It drinks the product because the hair is dehydrated. So this right here is going to help in hydrating the hair. And then make sure you want to, that particular client, if the product is drinking the hair, you want to make sure that you journal, because you need to ask them, when did they notice, their hair being dry again? Because some clients will come and say, you know what? My hair was dry the very next day. That hair is really dehydrated. So you keep, as you continue to use it, you start asking them, when did they notice? Because it'll get less and less and less. So a lot of times I don't like to, when I get a new client that comes in, I don't like to put anything on their hair, because it allows me to really see, what their hair is actually lacking and what I need to use. So once dependent on their texture, what shampoo system I use, but then after that, after I style their hair, I'm not going to go in with anything, because I want to see if their hair is actually the level of hydration or dehydration where they are. So any questions on the Jamaican castor oil? Okay.
I had one little question. So would you say it's good to retail for, because I have clients that just come in and their hair is natural, and I might just cut or color. Is it good to retail for them for washing? You know how they in the morning they get up, might spray a little water or whatever, put a little bit on to define their curls. Is it good for that?
Yes, it is. It's a great retail item for that. And when it comes to defining the curl, so those clients that really want their curl, that curl defined, so right once they shampoo their hair, then they're gonna go in and they're gonna really get the product in their hair. So they're gonna go in and they're gonna each panel apply some, comb it down, and just keep combing it and define the curl. And then the next panel, you're gonna do the same thing. And then once you get it, when they get it throughout the entire head, the next day, the only thing they need to do is just kind of wet their hands and then go in and just scrunch the hair. Simply because they have already gone through and paneled. So when I say panel, it's like taking small sections, applying the product. So the product is in their hair. Now, if their hair drinks all of that product that they just put in, that hair is really heavily dehydrated. It's really dehydrated. But to answer your question, it's a great retail item for that. So all of your items that we're going over right now are great retail items. Because you're going to have some clients that come in, if they're not coming to you that often, you know, they should have the shampoo, they should have the foam, they should have the shampoo. These are all like your maintenance items. Your finishing items, these are your maintenance items. So yes, definitely great retailable items. Now, I went over the bridge a little bit, didn't I? The last section.
We don't remember.
Okay.
We're both shaking our head. Like, I don't know. If you could go over it again, that'd be awesome.
Yes, I'm going to go over it. I'm just pulling it up for you. And I wanted to pull this up too. I'm going to make the bridge my last because I love the bridge. So now our follicle leave-in, great for Build-A-Brand, great Build-A-Brand item. We have not put a label on this because we do it so much in Build-A-Brand. But those stylists, you know, that want it, you can get it. This is our follicle food leave-in. This right here is so good. You can actually use this as an antiseptic here because it has the aloe vera healing properties, witch hazel healing properties, eucalyptus healing properties. Also, it's going to soothe the scalp just like the witch hazel and the aloe vera. And then you also have menthol and camphor. Everything cooling, everything stimulating, antibacterial, anti-inflammatory. So this right here is going to not only heal the scalp so that the hair can thrive, it's strengthening up those follicles so that you can retain the hair on your head, stimulating the follicles. The follicles are stimulated. That's going to represent hair growth. But the barbers, they love this stuff. So you can use this. Your client, when they come in, you retail this to your client can use this every single day. For more of an advanced growth in their hair, they can use it in the morning and use it at night. So the way you use this, once you shampoo the hair, before applying anything, go ahead Apply this only to the scalp. Only to the scalp. When you retail this item, you're going to let them know. They're going to apply it only to the scalp. If they have the regrowth oil, they are going to allow this, the follicle food, they're going to allow it to dry on the scalp first. Then, once the scalp is dry, then they can go ahead and apply their regrowth oil, the oil drops. So again, loaded with aloe vera, witch hazel, eucalyptus oil, menthol, and camphor. This is dynamic.
So what's it called under Monster brand?
Under the Follicle Food leave-in.
Follicle Food leave-in. Okay.
Follicle Food. Mm-hmm. Follicle Food leave-in. I just say it's food for your follicles, a leave-in item. You know, but it's Follicle Food leave-in. It's loaded though. It also has the biotin, niacin, vitamin B3, vitamin B7. It's really loaded. I'm trying to make sure I went over all of our.
So what about we're gonna go? Oh, the other leave-ins.
The leave-in conditioners, we didn't go over that. I thought we went over all.
I think we went over those in the shampoos and conditioners. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so correction, you guys. I was just told in Monster brand, we don't offer this. We offer this in Builder brand.
Okay.
And I hear the Monster brand go, mm-hmm. So let's talk about the bridge. Yes, I did let them know. Okay, I just had the bridge, the last one. Okay, here it is. Now the bridge is a bond multiplier. We don't have one there? Okay, so I wanted to show you. Do I have one in my case? I wanted to show it to you. So those of you, are you familiar with Monica? Eric, are you guys familiar with the bridge?
No, I haven't used it yet.
Okay, so the bond, most people, you're familiar with Olaplex. I know. So with Olaplex, Olaplex is a bond multiplier. But Olaplex, you know, they have the different levels. You have to measure and all of these things. But with the bridge, no measuring. The only thing you have to do with the bridge is before each chemical service, all you're doing is going through the hair, spraying. Going through the hair, spraying. Spraying the root and making sure you're spraying the hair. And then once you get over the entire head, then you can take, you know, your fingers and just kind of, you know, pull it through, or you can take, we went over this last session. You can take or a wide tooth comb. But understand, you're about to do a chemical. You don't want to let that comb hit the scalp, okay? So you're just really just kind of moving it, making sure you're moving it through the hair. And then you go ahead and proceed with applying your chemical. The great thing that I love about this product is my clients, when I do their color service, if I use the bridge on them, taking them to a level 11, a level 12, it still retains your curl. So we know when you go that light in lifting the hair, typically you lose your curl because you're breaking bonds. This allows that person, if they wanted to leave wearing their natural texture, curl texture at a level 12, they can do so. I absolutely love this product. Absolutely love the product. Now, I will say, when I'm doing a chemical service, it just depends on how much. So if you're doing a relaxer and you use the bridge before your relaxer, and then you're also able to use your cure after the relaxer. If I'm doing a lift in color to where it's just one lift, I can use the bridge before, and then I would use my cure as the final to lock in everything I just did. But if I'm going up to a level 11, 12, I use my bridge. I'm not going to use my cure, because after each service, I'm using the bridge. And no matter what, still is protein. So I don't want to overload the person's hair in protein, because what's going to happen? It's going to start to dry and break. So one chemical service, I'll use the bridge, and then I could follow up. The last thing that I'm going to do before I blow dry and style the hair or set the hair, I'm going to follow up with my cure. The cure is Saliban. So now your bridge, you're going to spray that on the hair. You're not shampooing the hair or anything like that. This is before your chemical service. So you're going to spray it on the hair. You're going to spray it at the base, the root of the hair, and you're going to spray the hair. Especially on a virgin relaxer, or virgin color. You have to take that color through. You're gonna spray it on the base and then spray it on the hair. And then you can actually, even opposed to taking a wide tooth comb, in that panel, you can go ahead and just kind of, finger through that panel, making sure that the product is on the strands of the hair and at the root. That's the most important thing, at the root of the hair. So then you're going to go ahead and apply your chemical, whether it's going to be a relaxer or whether it's going to be a color service, because it's still a chemical. If you're only doing one color service, then after your color service, you do all of your wet work, then you can go ahead and apply a leave-in conditioner, which is going to be your smoothie leave-in, or it's going to be your moisture stem leave-in. Then you will follow up with the cure. The cure is going to always be the very last thing that you use and you're locking everything in. But if you are lifting 2 to 3 levels, 2 to 3 times in lightener, each time before each application of that lightener, you are using the bridge. Because what chemicals do, they remove. What the bond multiplier, the bridge is doing, is putting back. So where the chemicals break down and remove, the multiplier, the bridge comes behind, shear it up, it shears it up. So each time that you're lifting, because to get to a level 12 or a level 11, you're gonna have to at least lift 2 or 3 times with lightener. So you're really breaking, you're removing all of that pigment. So you're really breaking the hair down. So the bridge, each time you apply the bridge before each lift, you're actually shoring it up. So you're making sure it's going right behind that color. As you break down, it's adding. So it's taking out, it's adding back. So that's what the bridge is doing. But because you have used that much protein, there's no need. We're not going to follow it up with the cure, because the cure is protein. We're going to follow it up, making sure we have our leave-in conditioner. You guys get that? Because if you use Olaplex, I mean, this is just going to be a breeze because it's simpler. There's no measuring at all. It's just spraying. That's it. So my clients that are at a level 11, level 12, they absolutely love it. And they're always at me, don't forget that bridge, because they love their texture. And they see the difference. They're able to retain that hair. So you know, when you get to a level 12 where that hair is white, you know, you use lightener, and a lot of times you go in and you blow dry, and you're just seeing the ends just popping out. They're just flying. This, you're not going to have that issue at all. So that's why they just love it. And that's it on the maintenance. Making
Did
sure.
you see Eric's question?
No, I didn't. Eric's had a question.
If you have a client with natural gray silver hair, do we have products that will alleviate that purple tinted color?
Do we have a purple shampoo? No, we do not. We are working on something to remove the yellow. We are working on something to remove the yellow. Now, I will say this, the cure is good, but the cure, you're not using it every visit, you know, because it's a protein. But the cure, it does. It removes brassiness, yellow cast from the hair. It does. It will remove that. But the cure you can't use every time they come in. Now, if that client with that gray hair that tend to get a yellow cast because it has no pigment. So if your ingredients have some type of color to it, then it tends to kind of stain it, you know, a little bit. I have not heard anyone, even for myself, in using, because the only color that we have in our shampoos. We have the mango and honey, and we have the hydrostem. But I haven't gotten any stains. I haven't gotten any tints of that color on their gray. Now, if that client only gets her hair shampooed when they come to you, once that cure is used on them, they should not have any type of yellow tint if they're only coming to you for their shampoo services. But again, when they go home, we don't know what they're doing. We don't know what they're using, especially if you haven't retailed to them. But to answer your question, no, at this moment, for like a weekly use, we don't. But the cure does remove yellow and brassy. It does remove that. But we are looking, we are working on something. You know, we do have something in the works for it. That's a great question, though. Just making sure we did go over. Okay, guys, I think that's it.